I'm fine, thank you.
Great. Okay, thank you for joining. And tonight we're gonna talk about neighbors.
Yes.
At first, I have to ask you this question. I start with you, Amin. You tell me, do you live in a house or in an apartment?
I live in a house for now, but yeah, I have lived 11 years ago in a dorm. And right now, because in the summer, the university, I'm not in the university, I live in the house.
Do you live with your family?
Yes, yes.
Oh, very good. And which city?
Khorramabad, Lorestan.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Great, great. So you live in a house, and do you have neighbors or no? You live, for example, in you tell us. I don't know.
Yeah, we have some neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are kind.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, but one of them is not kind. I hate them because they're so noisy. Noisy.
No, noisy or nosy?
No, noisy.
They make a lot of noise.
Yes, yes.
For example,
Yeah,
they hold parties, something like this.
Yeah. They start party at midnight, and we bother us, unfortunately, and I hate them. But other people are very, very nice. For example, one of them is my friend. Today, one of them invited me to go to finishing, but I lost him because
fishing.
Yeah, fishing.
You said finishing.
No, fishing.
Fishing. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, but I lost him because I have been writing on my paper. And
what do you mean? What do you mean by lost? You lost him. What do you mean?
I couldn't go with him. Yes. And which of them is true? I lost him, or
I think it's better to say I missed that. I missed fishing. I missed that fishing.
Yeah, I missed.
Or I missed that plan because I was busy with writing my paper.
Miss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I was busy with writing my paper. Are you near a deadline or something?
Yeah. I want to defeat in my thesis, and I should write a paper and submit to the journal and get accepted. And I need this article to defeat my thesis.
Oh, very good. What's your major?
My major is food hygiene or food science.
Oh, hello, Mohsen.
Hello, how are you?
Good night. How are you? Thank you.
Thanks.
How about you?
Great, thank you.
Okay, very good. Yes, I mean.
Yeah, my teacher pressured me to write this article. And I have to write it.
Very good. So, and you are studying MS?
No, PhD candidate. I'm a PhD candidate.
Oh, very good. And which university?
Shahid Chamran.
Shahid Chamran.
Yeah, I study at Shahid Chamran University.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, here, Mehdi. Mehdi, do you live in a house or in an apartment?
No, I live in a house.
In a house. How many neighbors do you have?
I haven't counted them, but I think I have some neighbors, maybe about, yeah, 7 neighbors. I'm not sure yet. I think it's around 7 neighbors, yeah.
What are they like?
Actually, 30 of them are my family members. 2 of them are my brothers, and the other one is my father. I live in my own house, but I have other neighbors too, and they are so quiet. 2 of them are old people, and in fact they are quiet and they don't have any children. But on the other hand, the others have some children, but unfortunately, I don't have next door girls, and for this reason, I think. And last night you asked me about do I have girlfriend or not? So I would say there is no next door girls. There aren't. Sorry,
I'm
there
sorry.
aren't any next door girls. Yeah.
I'm really sorry for you.
But yes,
You live alone?
yeah, I live in my house, and yes, they are good people. They are open-minded, and if I want to mention one of the best their characteristic, I would say they are not judgmental. It's so important for a person like me that people who live around me wouldn't be judgmental, because I think it could be so difficult or annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, in some situations. That's it.
So you're lucky.
Yeah, I hope.
Each and every person who has good neighbors is lucky.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I will come back to you later. Amir Reza, your turn. Do you live in a house or an apartment?
An apartment.
Oh, very good. And how many neighbors do you have?
We have 2 neighbors.
Just 2 neighbors?
Yes, it's a 4th-floor apartment.
Uh-huh.
And one of the neighbors is away. He goes overseas and comes back, time to time.
Uh-huh.
And yes, the house is empty.
Oh, great. Which floor are you at?
We're at the 1st floor.
First floor. Very good. And what are your neighbors like?
To be honest, I don't like them. They are so annoying, and one of them is a family of 2 old people, and they live on the last floor, and the husband starts working with hammer at 8 o'clock in the morning, and
What? Start what?
working with a hammer, fixing his stuff all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, and he really annoys us, and he really bothers us. And apart from that, our neighbors that are in front of our house, they have some kind of place. They take some goods. It's like a shop, I think. Every day, a car comes and every day a car comes and they take some stuff in their house and in their parking, and
they bring and take some stuff.
yes, it's really annoying. It's like we're not living in a
business.
Yes, living in a business area.
Business area. Okay. Have you ever told them that you are annoyed?
Yes, but they just won't listen. They just do what they want. They're so stubborn.
Oh my God.
Yes, we have had a problem with them for about a year, I think.
And have you ever thought about leaving that place and move to another house or not?
Unfortunately, we have just recently moved to this place, so we can't afford to another place. So
Yeah.
we have to just.
So
take it.
I think does your apartment have any manager?
The management changes every year. You know, every year one of us becomes the manager, and we manage things.
I think some negotiations are needed.
Yes.
Some serious negotiations are needed in order to solve the problem.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mohsen, welcome.
Thank you.
You weren't in our group, and how was the other group?
Other group is good, but it's so crowded and messy, you know.
It was crowded.
Yeah, the last night we were near 8 members in group. All the people speak,
Really?
and yeah, it's so messy. And I prefer to join to this group tonight. Maybe another night I rejoined to that group again.
Okay, you tell us. Do you live in an apartment or a house?
I live in an apartment.
Apartment.
Yeah.
And how many neighbors do you have?
Maybe 10. Maybe.
Good.
Yeah.
So you live in a tall building?
No, 10 is not very. There is no a lot of neighbor. I think in some of apartments we see that maybe near 20, 25 neighbor or live together. So
Exactly.
maybe not. I think it's a middle between long and low.
Yeah, and how many floors does your apartment have?
There, three floors.
It has 3 floors.
Yeah.
So I think there are 3 houses on each floor.
Yeah. So we can say 9 neighbor.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Great. What are your neighbors like?
Like my friend Mr. Amir, I myself do not like my neighbors too. They are Amir. Am I right?
Amir Reza. Amir Reza. Yeah, Amir Reza. Yeah.
I don't like them. They think that they are civil. They have a civilization, and they think they are clever, but they behave like an idiot. You know, they did not pay their charge on time, or maybe some of the neighbors who live in the first floor, they did not pay the cost of repairing the elevator. You know, so arguing with this
Who is the manager? Who is the manager?
Who is the manager? The manager tried to solve the problem, but they did not participate in solving our problems. You know, they think that they are smart, that they did not pay their charges. You know, they think that let's say they do not have a culture of living together. So I do not know them. Maybe one of them. I just know one of the neighbors.
Yeah. How many of them are like this? How many of them didn't pay their shares for repairing the elevator?
Maybe 2 or 3 of them.
2 or 3. So who paid for them? Who paid for them?
They did not pay. I do not know who paid for them, but they did. But they do not pay their charges, and some of them are high graduated. One of them are the master of a university, or the boss of the oil company. You know, they have they are maybe let's say they are rich, but they do not like to pay their charges.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of Iranian people are like that. Do not see yourself. They think that they are smart, that do not pay their charges.
It's not acceptable, especially from educated people. Now I'm surprised. Okay. Thank you very much. I will come back to you later, Mohsen. And Amin, again, I
Yeah.
want to ask you another question.
Yeah,
How do you usually make friends with your neighbors?
Yeah, I told you before, I have lived in the dorm, and I want
Yes.
to talk about a dorm. I have some neighbors in the dorm. We lived in a separated room, and it depends on them because one of them, for example, one of them liked to watch movie, and we made a list. We made a list to watch movie each other. For example, you know, I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. For example, one of them liked to drink coffee. When I made a coffee, I invited him to go in my room and drink coffee, and we have a good relationship with my neighbors because I'm a sociable.
So
And
you get along well.
I get along.
You get along well means you have a good relationship with each other.
Okay,
You get along well, yeah.
Along well. Okay, good sentence.
Mm.
And I have a sport mate. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Just we go to the gym each other, and we don't have any relationship in other stuff. Yes. And yeah.
So I guess that you have a lot of friends.
Yes, but I want to share my personality with a special person. Which of them actually have a special character, and I want to learn. I want to learn, and I share my actually my characteristics. Yeah, my characteristics. Yeah, with them.
Your experiences and your characteristics.
Yes.
You mean, for example, you try to teach them good aspects of your personality?
Maybe. I mean, each of them have a special skill, and I want to learn them. And
you want to learn from them.
Yes, from them.
Yeah,
actually.
Thank you. Let me finish your sentences with this sentence. So, sharing is caring.
Sharing
is caring.
Sharing, yes, sure.
Sharing is caring. It is exactly, it defines something that you said. You said that, for example, we have relationships in order to share our knowledge, our experiences with each other. That's really nice. Thank you for your nice point of view. Okay, Amir Reza, how do you usually make friends with your neighbors?
Honestly, I haven't ever made friends by neighbors. There was just one time that two of my neighbors they were my schoolmates, and we went to the same school, and we sometimes, went to the park and played volleyball and stuff like that.
Are you a sociable person?
Not really. I'm mostly an introvert.
I could guess that. But I think your cousin, where's your cousin tonight?
I don't know. He didn't tell me anything.
I think your cousin is extroverted, but you are
Yes,
an introverted person.
Very sociable, yeah.
Yeah, you are different. You are different from each other. And maybe in the future, when you get older, you change your mind and you want to make more friends. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
See.
Okay, thank you very much. So you haven't invited for your neighbors to your house?
No.
Good. You like your privacy, I think.
Yes, I think it's better to be alone, rather than having someone over.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Mehdi, how about you? How do you usually make... I remember that you said some of your neighbors are your relatives, but except your relatives, how do you usually make friends with others, with your neighbors?
As I said before that, two of my neighbors are old people, and so it's not possible for a young person like me to make friends with them. But another one is a young family, and tell you the truth, it has happened. Any situations to make friends with them, but in fact, for answering this question, I should use my imagination. I think for anyone who knows a bit English language or any foreign language, okay, it's not difficult to make friends with other people. In fact, you don't need to do anything. I think other people maybe need your knowledge, need your ability, so they ask you some questions, or maybe they ask for advice. So it happens about the neighbor I told you. One day in the past, he asked me. In fact, he asked me. How could I learn English language? And also, he told me my daughter and I are going to learn English language. So I invited him. And he came to my house. And I gave him some English files, and also I guided him how to practice, how to speak, and how to learn this language. And I think, as I mentioned, it can happen against other people too, because we know English language. I'm not saying that we are good or we are knowledgeable completely, okay, but we know a bit English language, so many people maybe want to ask to speak with us or ask for some advice.
Yeah, that's great. So it seems that English has made you a sociable person, or you were sociable from your childhood.
Yeah, I'm a kind of person that cares for being to other people, especially my friends, and also take part in social activities. I enjoy being with other people, and
Very good. Yeah, it's clear because you join here every night. And Mehdi, where is Sami?
For me, I haven't heard. I haven't heard anything from him recently, but I know he's a busy person. He's working with his brother, and I don't know. This afternoon we had on a Skype class, but he didn't take part in our class, and he didn't take part in the last week too. Yeah. He's a busy person, I think.
He's busy. Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, Mohsen. Mohsen, how about you? How do you usually make friends with your Actually, you said that you don't like your neighbors, but imagine, like Mehdi, use your imagination and imagine that you want to make friends with your neighbors and whether you like some of them.
Okay.
How would you do that?
Okay. I think as long as you are open and friendly, you will be able to make friends. You know, I try to smile and say hello when I see my neighbors, and I want to stay positive about them, and maybe sometimes compliment about my neighbors to break the ices between us. You know, but my imagination do not allow me to be a friend with these guys. But I if I want to be a friend, to make a friend, I try to invite them to my party. I don't know, help them if they need help. Something
Exactly.
like this.
I wanted to ask this. When you see one of your neighbors who is carrying some heavy stuff, would you help them?
Of course, it's depend on your character. You know, it's
Yeah.
not related to the behavior of your neighbors. It's my character to help people, whether I know them or not.
Oh, so you mean that you have supportive characteristics?
Yeah,
Oh, very good. And are you a sociable person?
yeah, a lot of friends. I think we have a word in a Persian that it said that هزار دوست کم است و یک دشمن زیاده something like this. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're
uh,
right. You said right.
uh, I don't know the equivalent of this sentence in English,
Me neither.
but yeah, but it's my belief. I believe in this sentence.
Uh-huh. Great. And do you live with your family?
No, I live alone.
You live alone?
Yeah,
Oh, very good. So you are an independent person.
yeah. I travel a lot. So I live alone, and
Oh,
it's
very good.
better.
And are your parents from Shiraz too, or no, they live in another city?
No, they live in Shiraz, but I prefer to live alone.
Uh-huh. Very good. Really? But I think if I live alone, I don't know. I won't enjoy because
No, most of the time I'm in my parents'
house.
yeah, but I like to live in my own apartment, not in my parents' house.
Very good. And when did you get separated?
Excuse me?
When did you get separated?
Maybe 5 years ago, when I was
Right.
in the MS, when I read MS.
When you were studying MS.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Thank you. Thank you very much. Very good. Okay. Let's have another question. I mean,
Yeah.
which one is better, living in an apartment or living in a house, and why?
I don't know. I don't live in an apartment, but I like to live in the house
Oh, you like to
because
live in a house.
yes, because it's it's big,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and uh, and you know you don't have relationship directly with your neighbors when you live in your house, but in an apartment uh, you should have a relationship. You should have a relationship with your uh, neighbors, and
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Maybe it's a bad.
So you prefer living in a house?
Yes, sure.
Thank you.
I don't have any experience.
Okay, imagine that you live in an apartment. Tell us about the rules that you like to have in the apartment that you live.
Rules. Well, they have to. Maybe. I want to talk about punctuality. About keep a trash. Keep a trash in front of door in the exact time, for example, and maybe, yeah, they don't
Not
bother.
living,
Yeah, I don't
not
have any
leaving
experience.
shoes, not leaving shoes behind the door.
Yeah, maybe.
For example, it is one of the rules. And try to be silent, especially at after midnight, or for example on holidays, when
Yeah.
people want to have some rest, something like this. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, maybe.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Amir Reza, have you ever had any weird or interesting neighbor to tell us about?
Interesting, I don't think so, but weird, yes, a lot.
A lot.
In the previous apartment that we used to live in, there were 8 floors, 8 houses, I think, in total, and several of the families were just weird. For example, one of them were newlyweds, and they
Pardon?
newlyweds. They had just married.
Okay.
And they used to fight a lot, especially at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. You just you would suddenly hear shouting, and then something smashing and breaking, and
Oh
most of
my
the
God.
times, the husband would just keep hitting his wife, and swearing at her, and we heard that all.
You should call the police.
We called the police several times, but it didn't work. They just they would come and give them a warning, and they would just go away. It didn't work at all. And yes, there were some other weird neighbors we used to have before we moved in here.
In what ways?
For example, one of them used to throw their trash out of the window, and we would hear it smashing on the floor.
Really?
Yes. And we told them several times. We said that please stop it, because in summer we would be bothered by the smell, the smell of the trash, and they just didn't care at all. They kept doing that.
I'm sorry.
Shame on them.
The things that you are saying are unbelievable for me.
Yes, unfortunately, we haven't had luck in good neighbors,
Oh my God. Thank you very much. Okay, Mohsen, have you ever had any interesting or weird neighbor?
Yeah, when I was a child, I had a lot of good neighbor. They are really friendly, and I always assist me when I was in a trouble, and I'm grateful for having them in my life. And if my parents travel to any city, they cook for me, and I want to be optimistic about this topic. Maybe right now I have a bad neighbor.
But you don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, but I had a lot of good neighbor in my life.
Yeah, I know some of the neighbors who buy bread, for example, on Fridays, and come and knock the door and give you a fresh bread. And I think they are really nice, and it's a really good feeling.
Yeah, yeah. They are not just a neighbor. They are like your member of your family. Being a family is not related to your blood. You know, the behavior of anyone can change the position of that person. You know.
Yeah, yeah. With helping others, we can make more intimacy. And as you said, we can be closer to each other. Thank you. Thank you for staying positive. Okay, Mehdi, you tell us, have you ever had any interesting or weird neighbor?
No, I haven't had any interesting neighbors, but I have a neighbor that I said they are old. They are an old couple, you know. Yeah, yeah, old couple. Yes, true. Yeah, and the woman used every situation to make a votive food. Votive food. Do you know what means votive?
No, I don't.
You know, it's a kind of food. In fact, when you promise to God, okay, to do anything, to do something, if, for example, your wishes or your wish come true, okay, will come true. Nazri in Persian, yeah, votive.
Okay.
And so she uses every situation for making votive food, but unfortunately she's an old woman, so I would say not only my family members but also other neighbors are in fact don't like their food, because they are afraid maybe their food wouldn't be clean. Okay, I don't know how to say. Her recipe for making a food is not good. Okay, and I'm in Persian diaspora, and for exactly for that reason, the poor woman makes different food. Okay, and cook a lot of food, but other neighbors don't like her food, and they don't eat her food in most times.
Oh, doesn't she know that?
No, she doesn't. In fact, she does it because, she likes to have at least one child. Not the first woman, first wife of that man. She's uh, she's uh, she's the second wife of that man. I'm my neighbor, and she likes.
You said that they are old.
Yeah, they are old, but the man is older than woman. The woman is around 50 years old, and she likes to have a child. Okay, and exactly for that reason, she makes a votive food in different occasions, and yeah, that's.
Thank you. We call cuisine for daspocht. I send it in our chat. Cuisine.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and I think Amin didn't say about interesting or weird neighbors. Am I right, Amin?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
May
tell us.
Yeah. I have a good friend who live near us. He's a special man. To be honest, he's an assistant professor at a university, and I like him because he's a sporty. We have gone to run every Friday in the morning, and he's very regular. He invited me to go to fishing every week. I don't know. He's a special man. I don't see anybody to him. Like him, actually, like
He
him.
lives alone?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a single.
uh-huh. He's
Yeah.
young?
Maybe his age is 38.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 38. No,
Good.
it's middle age, maybe.
No,
30.
a 38 man is young, I guess.
Maybe, I don't know. And about woman?
What?
Just kidding.
What are you laughing at?
The age of ladies, I think. Not at the age
Yeah.
of ladies.
I say, and about woman, 34 is young or not?
38? 38.
Yes.
You know, in our generation and in our modern world, based on scientific reasons and based on psychology, women are young till 40. After 40, you can call them middle age, you know, because, for example, our generation get married you know, later than our parents. And for example, we work outside the house more than them, we exercise more than them. So it is based on statistics and based on psychological things and that I'm telling you. Okay, so on average, modern women are still young till 40, till the age of 40.
That's interesting. I didn't know this.
Yeah, our generation is different from our parents to some extent. And exactly today, I saw a picture of a woman who was 74 years old, and you couldn't believe her age because she was really, as you said, she was really sporty, and her skin was nice, and maybe you could say that she is, I don't know, 58, but she was 74. So it is our choice. It is our choice to have different lifestyles, and you know, it depends on our lifestyle. You know, nowadays, can you believe that Jennifer Lopez is 50 years old?
Yeah, that's
Jennifer
interesting.
Lopez sports a
Doesn't
lot.
seem like. Pardon?
Jennifer Lopez sport very a lot. He sport all the time. You know, he dance, he sport, but maybe most of us do not have a free time even to go to the gym. But
She have a lot of surgery.
no,
I'm
not
not
just
sure. I'm not
surgery.
sure.
Maybe surgery helped her to be more beautiful, but she exercised a lot, so it's
Yeah, sure.
acceptable that she seems to be young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a sporty.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. Okay, Mohsen, if you are into answering this question, tell me about the rules that you like to have in your neighborhood, in your apartment.
I set the rules for my neighbors.
No. What kind of rules do you like to have? Maybe you are not in charge of setting rules. I don't know, and maybe you are. But tell us about some good rules that can be predominant in our apartment.
I think if everyone be responsible, all the things will be solved. And, if I think some of my neighbors barbecue in their balcony, you know, if I Do you have my voice?
Yeah.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
If I want to set the rules, maybe no tenant consume alcoholic drink in public, or responsibility for the damage for their damage on the building or the garden, something like this, I think. But I think everyone should be responsible on, so everything will be solved.
Thank you very much. Nice. Good. Okay, Amir Reza, you tell us.
About the rules?
Did you tell?
No.
Okay, say.
I think one of the rules would be to come and go on time, on a specific time. For example, everyone should be back at about 11 p.m. or 12 p.m.
So you are too strict.
No, our neighborhood is a bad place. It's full of thieves, and it's our doors are old. We can't change them, and they have broken in. They have broken in several times now, and I think that would be a good rule, especially for a neighborhood that is not so crowded.
Sorry, which state do you live?
I live in Karaj.
Karaj.
Yeah. Around Jaunshire, you know it.
If you live in the Awaz, you will see everything.
Because they are Arab?
No, because they wake up. Actually, no, it's a wrong sentence. There aren't any rules for waking up. I don't know, for sleep or anything. They wake
in Ahvaz?
Yes. Because
they break the rules.
Yeah. Go on.
Very good. Okay, Amir Reza, anything else?
I think another rule would be to share the amount of money they spend on public things. Like for example, lights, the lights in the apartment, or I don't know, for fixing doors or things like that. A lot of neighbors just don't want to give money for things like that, and it would causes some problems.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Okay, Mehdi, you tell us about your favorite rules.
Okay, as a person who lives in a house, so I think I can't set any rules for my neighbors, but I prefer my neighbors have some features such as not being nosy. It's so important for a person like me, or I think for most people. And also I prefer they wouldn't I prefer they would be, for example, sociable and reliable, because I think if your neighbors have these features, you can trust them, you can help you, and help you in different situations when you, or for example, when you want to go to a journey. So I think I prefer they have these features as I mentioned them, because I think I can set any rules. I live in my house and they are living in their own houses, and I think setting rules is something that can happen for people who live in an apartment.
Very good. Thank you very much. Did you tell us about your favorite rules or not?
Yes.
You said?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. So, really, I really appreciate you for joining. And if there is something to add, I'm all ears. If not, we can say goodbye.
I want to say something. A minute ago, I said because they are Arab, all, I want to apologize to all the Arabian people. I respect all of the Iranian people, even Arab folk or anyone. The person who watched this video in future, I want to know that I respect all the people, even Arab people.
The
sure.
actually they are hot, and they have to go out after midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the reason.
It is. Yeah, it is because of the weather situation.
Yes.
The weather condition. Okay, thank you for your understanding, Mohsen.
Yeah, but fortunately there aren't any Arab people among us to blame you, but thank you. And I like to thank you because for taking part every night, for allocating time for for managing this session every night. I mean,
You're welcome.
it's amazing.
You're welcome. That's kind of you. And I wish you all a really good night and a happy Tuesday. And I hope you have a nice Eid and nice holiday.
Thank you.
I hope to see you tomorrow night.
I hope so.
Bye
Thank
for
you.
now.
Goodbye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.